Money is a fickle friend for many football stars. After retirement, approximately 4 out of 5 former NFL players go bankrupt or endure some serious financial hardships, according to Sports Illustrated. Then there are those who are overly generous with their money. Many lose it the old-fashioned way by spending it immediately. So let's break down NFL players who lost over $10 million. Next up, at number 1, Andre Ryzen. Andre Ryzen, a first-round pick in 1989, spent 12 years with 7 organizations, notably Atlanta. He played in 5 Pro Bowls and even won a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. His career earnings on the field totaled over $19.17 million. Andre Ryzen went bankrupt in 2007. Child support was the final straw, yet he succumbed to the same money-grubbing twin devils that have doomed so many other athletes: gluttony and flair. Ryzen admitted to ESPN in 2012 that he spent $1 million on jewelry alone. He spent thousands more on cars to keep up with his peers' never-ending luxury vehicle competition. He frequented high-end nightclubs with tens of thousands of dollars in his wallet, and finally, his paternity lawsuits. Next up, at number 2, Dermontti Dawson. Career Pittsburgh Dermontti Dawson was a Steeler from 1988 to 2000. During his 13-year career, he started 181 out of 184 games and was a 6-time All-Pro. He was even a Pro Football Hall of Fame inductee in 2012. It's unclear how much he made, but what he lost is generally known. Overallocation of real estate is one of the most typical reasons of post-NFL bankruptcy, according to an analyst at Sports Illustrated, and Dermontti Dawson is one of those people. He invested millions with several partners but had no authority over any of them. After the 2008 housing meltdown, he was slammed with many lawsuits, including one for $3.4 million and another for $1.7 million. When he filed for bankruptcy in 2010, he owed roughly $70 million but only had $1.42 million in assets. At number 3, Mark Brunell. Mark Brunell played for the Packers, Jaguars, Saints, Jets, and the Redskins. He threw for over 32,000 yards, 184 touchdowns, and he had 3 Pro Bowl selections and a Super Bowl win. He earned an estimated $50 million in his time in the NFL. But Brunell retired in 2011, and the money ran away. He declared bankruptcy when he only had $5.5 million in assets but owed $24.8 million. He bought himself gigantic, record-breaking mega mansions, including one for $9.5 million, but he lost nearly $11 million in botched real estate investments when the housing bubble burst. A failing Whataburger franchise cost him $9 million, and before he was done playing, he secured a $60,000 a year medical sales position. At number 4, Terrell Owens. For 15 years, T.O., an arrogant but supremely brilliant wide receiver, played for the 49ers. He was an All-Pro 5 times, went to 6 Pro Bowls, and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. His career earnings were slightly shy of $80 million. Terrell Owens blew practically every dollar he earned throughout his stellar NFL career, and he bought a bunch of houses and condominiums, which he told GQ that he planned to rent out if they were too pricey. But when the housing market crashed, they had no renters. He spent $2 million on an Alabama entertainment complex, plus millions more on vehicles, jewelry, and high living. The biggest loss came from entrusting his finances to strangers who gambled and lost his fortunes on highly leveraged, high-risk ventures. Yikes, that's a bad way to go down. And finally, at number 5, Dan Marino. Dan Marino was a Dolphin from 1983 to 1999, and he was a legend by the time he retired. During his 17 seasons, he made 9 Pro Bowls and 8 All-Pro teams. He threw nearly 5,000 completions for 61,361 yards and 420 touchdowns. He was the first athlete to throw for 5,000 yards and 48 touchdowns in one season. During his career, he earned $51.51 million. But in 2012, Marino was in the news for all the wrong reasons when Digital Domain Media Group went bankrupt. The business was famed for constructing a hologram of Tupac Shakur at a large musical festival. The hologram was so popular that the company's stock rose to $9.20, which would have benefited Marino, who held 14.5 million shares. As a result of the firm's failure, the Dolphin family lost $867,000. Well guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel Sports Soil, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, see you guys next time.